thinking about where Thornton's going to slot back in, because it looks like he's going to be back very soon. How do you see Joe Thornton, I guess, slotting back into the lineup now that it looks like that top line is solidified?
Well, perfect timing for that question, Anthony Bruno, because as we're having this discussion, Chris Johnston just tweeted Joe Thornton is back in a regular practice jersey and is skating alongside Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner at Leafs practice. Suggests he's on the verge of returning to the lineup.
I don't know. I don't know if I like that before.
So, according to Chris Johnson, who's more on the inside than we are, Thornton's coming back and he's playing on the top line. So I just answered your question, and you were just debunked on the Hyman scenario. But again, like we didn't think early on that Thornton was going to stay on that top line, and I guess even to further the point, okay, so let's say you do have. Like, I'm trying to think. Like, okay, so you keep Hyman on that top line. Can you see a Thornton, Tavares, Nylander line? I can't see that. That's almost gross. That's gross to me. Like, no, don't do that.
Yeah, because just like thinking about like the foot speed of Tavares,
I was gonna say,
we know he does so many great things, but speed is not one of his main attributes, right? And you put Thornton on that line,
even Nylander, like Nylander's not fast. Like he's a beautiful skater. He's got that Swedish stride, but he's not a bullet out there.
Yeah, in terms of like just straight line speed, right? You don't think of him as like a complete burner, I guess, right? But yeah, I mean, I think Nylander's the best skater on that line, but to put two guys with him that just do not move very quickly and mold their game sort of around like being in the right spot, having a good IQ, always knowing where to be in front of the net. Yeah, I don't like that at all, but I don't like
shaking our head. No.
But I don't like Thornton being on this first line. Yeah. Like, what the hell? Like, I'm on the record as earlier in the season saying that the Leafs should have demoted him. And I know we had that conversation, and I guess he wasn't really demoted. He got injured and, it caused the lines to reshuffle. But I just really love the way that first line's been playing.
Yeah.
And you know what? Say what you want about Zach Hyman. He's not going to go out there and score 30 goals, but just look at how dominant Matthews and Marner have looked with him on the wing. And he's not doing anything special. He's going out there. He's doing his job. He's retrieving pucks. He's getting the puck to Matthews and Marner. And they've been awesome the last little while. So it's a little bit of a surprise that Thornton is just coming right back with those guys. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
We talked before about Elliot Friedman circling a piece the Leafs are going to bring in. If I had to guess, I'm not going to guess a name, but the type of player or category of player I would predict is the guy who's going to go on that second line with Nylander and Tavares, or if Hyman goes down there, someone they can put with Matthews and Marner, because not only does that add to an area where you're already stronger. So if you have your top six of Hyman, Matthews, Marner, JT, Nylander, insert pickup player here, and then now you've pushed Thornton down, Robertson's back, and you look at all the other Leafs players in the arsenal who can be in the bottom six, I think that's huge. That's something that will put this team to another level, because we already think this team has very good depth. So if you add that third piece to one of those top two lines, and then now on the third line, you have like a Thornton, Robertson, Mikheyev line. And let's face it, in today's NHL, because of the cap and how the coaching's better and the pre-game preparation's better, quite often in the playoffs, the top line or even top two lines kind of cancel each other out. It's in the depth, kind of like when Pittsburgh won, how they had Kessel on the third line. Well, even if you take out Sid and Malkin in the top two lines, you're dealing with a 35-plus goal scorer on the third line. Like, that's how you win, because certain teams can't match up with that. So that's what I would predict the Leafs are going to try to do. And again, what Friedman is predicting.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it's a good problem to have when you have this much depth, when you have the flexibility to move guys up and down the lineup, where one day they're playing on the third line, and the next day they're on the second line, and then you're moving, a guy from the fourth line to the second line, or a guy from the third line to the first line. I mean, I can go on and on, but the Leafs have so many of these players, especially at the wing, where you can shuffle them up and down the lineup depending on injuries, depending on how certain lines are operating at the moment. So it's a good problem to have. And like you said, Laporte, it seems like at this point, based on the opportunity in front of the Leafs, that they probably will make an addition, especially at forward before the trade deadline.